Hey y'all, this is Jen with Sassy Southern NC Girl, and this is hashtag Watercolor Wednesday. This is an open collaboration hosted by my friend Tanya at Side Crafts, and I am using this watercolor palette that I got on Amazon. I think I saw it on Susan Tootsie Tucker's channel. It's a Doodle Hog brand, and I got it on Amazon, and I got the one that had 48 cakes. Yeah, so it has all of these colors here, and I did swatch them because sometimes they don't obviously look the same in the cake as they do in the swatch, if that makes sense. Okay, so I am using one of these cutouts that my friend Lou David sent me in my Happy Mail. She sent me a couple of Gorgeous Girl stamps. And Crafts and Tea with JanetKay is also doing a hashtag Gorgeous collaboration where you can do anything with the Gorgeous Girls. I'll tag her again in this one, but I already tagged her collaboration in the project that I'm using this in. So she gets 2 tags this week, even though it's the same Gorgeous Girl. So let's see. At first, I thought this little girl was in a raincoat, and honestly, she still kind of might be, because those are mushrooms. So I kind of got spring vibes from this stamp. I don't know what it's called. I only have one Gorgeous Girl stamp. I have some more coming, but I don't know their names. So let's see. I have one Gorgeous Girl stamp, and then I have 2 dies that I got from Panda Haul Selected when I did my sponsored video with them. Let's see, what do I want to do? So I think I'm going to use this one for the mushrooms. This one's called Lucky Penny for the stems. And I'm okay with them looking different. And actually, I'm going to use this one to clean up this mess I just made right there. Or not, or it's going to make it worse. That's okay. I'm going to do like the ground anyway. This watercolor brush came with this, I think. But anyway, so I hope y'all are having a wonderful week. I'm also going to use this for my What's Going On Wednesday, because I just don't have a lot of time right now, y'all, for so I'm having to combine a lot of my videos into one, because I'm trying to still record every day. And some of the stuff I show may be pre-recorded even. But let's see, I need a red. This deep coral or red velvet. Let's go with red velvet. I totally lost my train of thought. Y'all, I've never been able to like fully color inside the lines, and I can't do it with watercolor or anything. That's sad. But honestly, I'm not a I cannot draw to save my life. So for me, it's better to watercolor pictures, like images that are already like stamped and whatnot, because otherwise, let's see, I'm going to go with this grass green for around the mushrooms. But anyway, back to the videos. So I'm trying to post at least once a day. If I have to skip a day, I will, but I don't really want to. So y'all may see some pre-recorded hauls and projects and stuff. I don't know. You may not know they're pre-recorded, but they may be. It's gonna just depend, I guess. But I started my overtime on Sunday, and I'm kind of just having to do it whenever I can. And honestly, it's super stressful because I work during the week. I work till 4. I go in at 7:30. And sometimes my kids need rides to school, so it's hard for me to go in earlier because I don't typically know whether they're going to need a ride until like right before they need a ride. There is a bus. However, my daughter was riding with her best friend to school, and now my son's riding with them also, but sometimes he doesn't, if he doesn't go to school or whatever, then they need a ride. And I mean, I could make them ride the bus, but I don't feel like they need to. I mean, I can take them. It doesn't interfere with my work. I can take them. I usually drop them off on my way to work, and it usually actually ends up working just as good, if not better, because I go a different way to work when I take them to school, and they do PT on post every morning, and they run across the road that I turn down to go to work. And if I take my kids to school, I go a different way that doesn't involve PT. So I actually usually end up getting to work at a better time than if I just went straight to work. Sorry, y'all. It's been a long week already. So I think I'm gonna treat these like a rain jacket and rain boots, and I'm gonna do it in yellow because yellow makes me happy. And I'm gonna do the stars on the rain boots in silver, metallic, from this Metallic Accents watercolor, semi-watercolor cake palette from Prima. I've had forever and eternity. I don't even know if it's still good. But we're gonna try it. But anyway, so I did overtime Sunday. I actually ended up working an extra hour longer than I was going to. I actually went in an hour later than I was going to, but I stayed an extra hour. So I was kind of ahead of the game. I couldn't work overtime yesterday for 2 reasons. One, I thought I had to take my son to soccer because his high school is in, well, the military base. I think I've explained this before. The military base is half in Kentucky and half in Tennessee, but the school system here on post chose to be a Kentucky school because I guess the rules and the benefits for Tennessee were better for them. And so they were able to choose which school system they wanted the schools to be in due to the base being in both states. So we actually live on the Kentucky side, or I'm sorry, on the Tennessee side. However, everybody's address on post is Kentucky, whether you live on the Kentucky side or the Tennessee side, which, you know, makes it easier. But the point of all that was to say that my son plays travel soccer for the state of Tennessee. And of course, well, not of course, because you wouldn't know unless I told you. So my Fort Campbell had spring break last week, and some of the Tennessee schools have spring break this week. So they changed practice due to spring break. But there's not a lot of kids here. So last night there was only like 2 kids going, and one of them was my son. And the coach was like, you can come if you want, you can just practice with the girls. But I also think I mentioned to y'all before that my husband is coaching middle school soccer for a school off base, and my son helps him, or has been helping him. So he went to that instead. So I ended up not having to take him to soccer because it's an hour one way. But rather than work overtime, I decided to run some errands, and then I had to get dinner for me and my youngest daughter, because my son and my husband eat dinner out when they have soccer. And then I had to take something to my oldest daughter. She's moving from Clarksville to Nashville, so she came home to get her cats, came to her old apartment to get her cats, and so I took something to her while she was here in town, because Nashville is an hour away, also one way. So anyway, that has been my life for the last 3 days, run around. And then my son had soccer Tuesday night, but my husband, so this is the last week my husband coaches on Mondays and Wednesdays. Starting next week, he coaches on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is also my son's soccer. So starting next week, I have to take my son to soccer Tuesdays and Thursdays. So there goes Tuesdays and Thursdays that I can't work overtime. And then there's the matter of you know, all the other things I have in my life, like doctor's appointments. Like today, or not today, Tuesday, I had to take my dog to the vet for his rabies, bordetella, and heartworms, because I get him the heartworm that is for a year, so that I don't have to remember to give him medicine every day, because Lord knows that if I had to remember that in addition to everything else, I would go insane. And then also, he has really bad anxiety, and so they're trying him on puppy Prozac, which, funny enough, I didn't think it was weird, because my stepdaughter's cat was on Prozac, and the vet was telling me that, you know, just some breeds have anxiety, and nothing you do can get rid of it, kind of like some humans. But she did say that it does upset some dogs' stomachs, so I'm having to watch him, because she said that when her dog started taking it, the dog started throwing up, and so she had to switch her dog to something. I don't know if it was a girl or a boy, but she had to switch her dog to something else. So she said that there is other stuff they can give my dog, you know, give him for anxiety if necessary. So far he's okay, but we'll see. And then I also had to get him some more, I give him a monthly, he takes a pill monthly for fleas and ticks rather than having that collar, because I was spending $50 or $60 for his flea collar. And then, I mean, it was good for like 3 months or 6 months. I can't remember. It might have been 8 months. So the price wasn't the issue, but the last time I took him to the groomers when he had his flea collar on, they took it off of him and threw it away. And I was super pissed because it can get wet. So instead, we started giving him this pill. And then she also said, the vet, that she asked me about, because we had gotten him an allergy shot the last time he went to the vet because he had an ear infection, but he was scratching, and I couldn't get him to stop. And so she gave him an allergy shot because she thought he had allergies, and he didn't get like a whole lot better. Like, he was still scratching and stuff. He got a little better, but he didn't get worse. But I didn't really feel like he was better enough, if that makes sense, to like warrant getting it again. So she asked me about that, and so I told her that, and she said, okay. She's like, that's fine. And and then what else? I feel like there was something else. Oh, and he has an ear infection. So, and which I knew because I had smelled his ear. And if you don't have a pet, or if you don't know, when dogs have an ear infection, they're it kind of smells like vinegary in their ears. So that's how I knew. And he only would let me get close enough to try. I was going to do her hair blonde, but I changed mine. He would only let me get close enough to smell his right ear. But that was the ear that had the ear infection, was the one I was able to smell. So I was glad that we got that. And basically, what they did last time is they gave me these drops, because he's had an ear infection like 3 or 4 times. And the first time that he had one, they gave him some drops, and then they gave him something different the second time. This time, she put something in his ear that just either stays in his ear, or I'm not sure. But he just can't have a bath or go to the groomers or anything for 3 or 4 weeks. So I was like, yes, please. That way I don't have to remember to put anything in his ear, and then if I forget, he'll feel worse. But he's been acting kind of pooped since the vet yesterday. So but anyway, so I worked I was going to work overtime today, but I had to go pick up some prescriptions. And the pharmacy here is only open till 5. Well, I work till 4. I only get 30 minutes for lunch, so I can't go during lunch. And it usually takes 30 minutes to an hour to get your medicine, because you can't just go in there and it be ready. You have to go in there and activate your prescription. It's the dumbest thing, the dumbest system that I've ever seen. I think they should be able to go in there and just go ahead and fill the medicine as soon as the doctor sends it. But that's not what they do. They wait till you come to activate it, which is basically letting them know that you're there and that you want it. Then you have to go sit back down and wait for them to fill it, or they tell you when to come back, like the next day, and you have to come back. It's so inconvenient and so annoying. I'm just like, why? And you can only get refills inside the actual hospital if you were seen in the hospital. Or, because I work there, I can pick it up in the hospital. But their hours are even shorter than the pharmacy on post. And so it's a mess. It's just a mess. So I had to do that. So tomorrow, which is Thursday, I'm going to at least do an hour of overtime. I might do an hour and a half. Apparently we are not allowed to work past 5:30 because then it goes into something called night diff, and the pay rate is different, and we are not allowed to work that pay rate. I'm telling you, they're making this so incredibly hard. When I was in Germany, I would work my overtime at home, on the weekends, at night, whenever I wanted to do it. But here, everything is so stupid and backwards. And it is just irritating me. They make everything so much harder than it has to be here. So anyway, I'm doing what I can. I'm filming when I can so that when I can't, I still have something to post. So I'm trying to film as much in advance as I can. And then my son has a couple of soccer tournaments through at least April. And so I'm trying, like that's cutting into my, so like I feel like I have to make a choice. I either do the overtime or I go to his games. And it's like, I want to go to my son's games. So honestly, I don't know, because my husband was like, you know, do what you need to do. And I'm like, yeah, but I want to go to his games. I don't know. I'm just going to work overtime when I can. I'm not going to be stressed out about it. I'm not going to, like, if I can't, I can't. And my boss is out of town this week at another base learning about this new system that we're supposed to be getting. I tell you. It's just a mess, y'all. I've been feeling like super overwhelmed again, kind of like how I felt when my husband was deployed and I had all those things I had to do and remember to do, and I'm starting to feel like that again, and I don't like it. Because it's like there's just not enough time in the day to do everything, to get everything done that needs to get done. And you know, I'm only one person. I think that's all I'm going to use out of there. So let's close that up. Now I'm going to do these little stars and these little buttons in the silver, and then I'm probably going to go back in and try to fussy cut around her hair because I don't like that at all. And like I said, these might be No, they're not dried up. And my husband's going out of town again in April, and then he maybe more than once. And so I'm just, I don't know, y'all. I'm not sleeping good because I'm worrying about all the things that I have to do, and just I can't, you know, I'm behind on my comments again, like at least a week probably. And then I'm also behind on watching videos, which sucks because I want to watch videos. And I know I can only do what I can do. I know. But it doesn't make it any less stressful. Okay, you guys, so that is my watercolor Wednesday, my little gorgeous girl. I think she's super cute. I like watercolors, although it's very hard for me to color in the lines with them, even with a sharp or a pointy paintbrush. But she's cute, and I'm going to keep trying. I had kind of gotten frustrated with Watercolor Wednesday because I can't draw, but there's so many other things I can do. I can color in images like this, or I can just, you know, just doodle. So I'm going to keep trying. But I hope you guys like this. I hope that you'll join in on Tanya's collaboration. It's super fun to kind of just sit here and color. And I have watercolored in my Bible journal too, and also regular painted. So maybe I'll do some of that with my Bible journaling. I'll do watercolor Wednesday, maybe in my Bible journal or my planner. That would be fun. All right, y'all. I will see you in the next one. And remember, in a world where you can beat anything, be kind, y'all. Bye.